15 fucking years ago.
Alright, I have returned. Um, well, so that was Twilight Princess. Just finished that. It's a game I love to death. Um, I'm not sure. I'm thinking I want to do more Zelda on stream, but I'm not sure um, what Zelda game I want to do next. Like, I was thinking maybe I could do like Ocarina of Time and then do that into like Majora's Mask, because those are games that, like, because one of my childhood friends had a Nintendo 64 and he had those games, so I would watch him play those games a lot throughout childhood. And I played a little bit myself, though I never became personally intimate with those games like I did with this one. So those could be a little bit more interesting because I would have like almost like a mix of like I remember stuff about the game pretty well, but not like super well, not like this game, because this game, man, I know the game kind of ridiculously well. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and press start so that I just have this calming music. Um, um, and uh, and yeah, those games I think are really cool. I mean, they're Ocarina's obviously very iconic for the franchise, and Majora's Mask I think just like thematically, kind of like this game, is like a super powerful game in its story and theming and stuff like that. So I'd love to be able to explore that game, and so those are things that are on my mind. Though I don't think I could emulate those with Dolphin. But I think it's called Project 64 is like the emulator for Nintendo 64 games. So I'll have to look into that. Other things I could look into is because with Dolphin it's GameCube and Wii games, so Wind Waker would be an option, and that's a game I've never played. I know some of the story beats of it, like for example, I know Tetra is Zelda in that game, and I know that like you collect the pieces of the Triforce, and that like at the end the king wishes for the kingdom to be flooded again. But like other than that, there's not a whole lot of details I really know about the game. I don't know the story intimately well. So that could be a game that I could have much more genuine reactions to because I've literally never played it. or watched anyone play it. I could also maybe look into how emulating Skyward Sword works, because that's a game I've kind of been thinking about lately.
Oh shit! I closed the stream. I forgot that I muted you in Discord.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just talking about like there's. I'm not even sure if there's really anyone watching right now. But like, I'm just kind of talking in case there's like, in case someone does come in. But also, I'm just like talking out loud to create like some like vocal content for the VOD. Um, but I'm just kind of thinking about what type of Zelda game I might want to stream next. So like obviously Ocarina of Time is one that would work really well, and I could do that into Majora's Mask, which would be really cool. But I'd probably need to get a different emulator for that because Dolphin is designed for GameCube and Wii. But you know, Wind Waker is a GameCube game, and that's the game I've never played. And then maybe Skyward Sword is something that could work out. Though I don't know how emulating the specifics of the Wii Motion Plus work out, and like how much like how easy or difficult that is to do. Because like for like Mario Galaxy, for example, it's not too difficult to like. Cause it's like really, it's just like you just rebind some of the tilting and you bind the aiming to your cursor, which like works out pretty well. But Wii Motion Plus is like so much more than that. Because like I know Skyward Sword gets a lot of flack for how poorly it controls, but honestly, I think it's one of my first impressions of that game was being able to turn the Wiimote and see Link also turn the sword, and I thought that was so cool. So I have no idea how that would work on emulating that with PC, but that could be something I could look into. It also might be worth looking into, like, what about emulating other games, like maybe some of the 2D games, like Link to the Past. I've never played that, but that's like one of the fan favorites of the franchise. So, I have no idea which of these games I'm gonna do. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna like decide by tomorrow. So tomorrow there might not even be Zelda content, depending on how quickly I decide. But that's where my brain is at. And if you're watching the VOD and I haven't made my decision yet, feel free to go to Twitter and at me on Twitter and say, hey, you should do that game. I most likely have decided it by the time you've gotten to this point in the VOD, but maybe not. I don't know. Some people might be watching the VOD real quick. Again, I don't know. In the meantime, I think we're gonna switch games. And Kelvin, you down for Deep Rock Galactic?
Sure, why not?
All right, we'll switch to Deep Rock Galactic. Kelvin will be joining me for that, so we'll go ahead and end this emulation and switch to Deep Rock Galactic. So let me change the stream title and game appropriately. So Deep Rock Galactic, but we could all use a friend. And instead of Twilight Princess, we are now playing Deep Rock Galactic. Done. Okay.